The Harford County Historical Society is one of the oldest county historical societies in Maryland. They preserve our past for your future. Join us in the next 30 minutes as we learn about the rich history of Harford County and all the exciting things that we can expect in the near future, including the big Harford 250 celebration. I'm Christy Breslin, and this is Harford MagaScene. I'm so excited to be here with my good friend Bill Walden. He is the president of the Harford County Historical Society. If you haven't been here, believe me, this is one place you want to explore. Bill, thanks so much for being with us today.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for having me.
Now, Bill, when was the Harford County Historical Society established?
1885.
Wow.
When it was established. And it was just a small group of people, local historians that just wanted to preserve all of our history, going forward.
Now, where is it located, and are you open to the public?
We're currently not open to the public, but we're working towards that. We're at 143 North Main Street, Bel Air, Maryland, 21014.
Now, I know you became the president. When did you become the president, and is this an all volunteer-based staff?
I became president in 2020. Majority of our help is volunteers. We have a full-time executive director, that's Chris Potts. She's speaking with us this evening. And then we have a part-time administrative person, that's Mary Schweers. She's our genealogy genius, and that's our staff. We currently have roughly 60 people that are volunteers, and they rotate through Tuesday through Thursday. They have different tasks that they perform, like the textile department or the genealogy department, just anything. They're cataloging things in. We have more work than people to do it.
So we need more volunteers then.
Yes, we do.
So another spot that I do want to ask you about is the Hayes House. You always hear about it, you always see it. Tell us a little bit about the history of that.
Well, the Hayes House was built in 1788. It's one of the oldest houses here in Bel Air. We own the house and organize the events there and show it. We're currently doing construction to the Hayes House. We're replacing the cedar shake roof. And we've held textile events there. We've held cooking classes there where they're cooking on a hearth with wood, which is very cool to me because I like to cook. But we're going to get back into the programming at the Hayes House also.
Well, there's so many programs and services that the Harford County Historical Society provides. Can you touch on some of those?
Well, we're getting ready to do our Ma and Pa lecture, which is usually a huge success. That's in February. Walt does a great job with that.
Now, for you personally, what is the best part about being involved, and why do you stay involved?
I love history. I enjoy being here. I enjoy working with all the different people that are here. I know everyone, might not know their name, but I've always said hi to everybody.
Harford County is just a special place for you.
Yes, I've grown up here. It's been a great.
Bill, thank you again. You are just a wealth of knowledge and a gift to Harford County.
Thank you so much.
Well, coming up next, we're going to hear more about the programs, the services, and the memorabilia associated with Harford County. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Chris Potts is the executive director here at the Harford County Historical Society. It is just fascinating, just amazing how much history there is here in Harford County, and this is one woman with all your answers. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Christy.
Chris, there is so much history, as you know, in Harford County, and you showcase a lot of the events. Now, one of the events in particular that you're going to be talking about is the Ma and Pa Railroad. So tell us more about that.
Well, here at the Historical Society, we are super lucky to have one of our most talented and knowledgeable historians, Walt Holloway, who has written 6 books on the Ma and Pa Railroad and is vice president of the Ma and Pa Historical Society, to be one of our members. And each year, Walt gives an annual lecture. And his interest in the Ma and Pa isn't just academic. He grew up in the Bel Air station of the Ma and Pa Railroad, which is a couple blocks from here. His granddad was the station master. So when I asked, he has a personal connection to the railway, and he brings that to his study and also to the talks he gives. And each year he does an annual lecture for us, and this year his lecture will be on the 18th, a Saturday. And I asked him, well, what will you be doing? What will the talk be about? And he said, well, in 1901, in February of 1901, the Ma and Pa was founded. And so in honor of the 122nd year anniversary, he's going to take us on a journey on the Ma and Pa. So what he'll do is he'll start in Baltimore and then show pictures, share anecdotes and stories as he moves north to the different stations and water towers, etc. So if viewers want to come and take a ride on the Ma and Pa, they should do it with somebody who knows his stuff, and that's Walt Holloway. So they can find tickets for that event on our website, which is www.harfordhistory.org.
Well, Chris, that's just one of many, because you've done programs on a lot of historical sites.
Yes. A wide variety of programming that can be found on our YouTube page. During the pandemic, when we had to shutter our doors, like many organizations, we developed virtual programming that has really been a boon for us, because we have a YouTube channel and people can see recorded interviews and talks and lectures that we've done. Carol Dybel, who is our events chair, does an extraordinary job putting together a calendar of events and lectures of great variety and interest. And if you go on that website, you will find something for everyone. Interviews with archaeologists, specialists on the Civil War, interviews with writers and artists, a wide variety of topics and really fun things to explore.
Now, as someone who was raised here, I'm absolutely fascinated with the beginnings of Harford County and how far it's come. And another thing that we all know is genealogy, such a hot topic. And I know the Historical Society actually offers a program about that. So tell us more about the program. What can we expect?
The principal interest that patrons take in our research holdings here is pretty much genealogy, personal history. So people will come to us looking for information about their family or their church or their property. And what we have here is just a wealth of information that's going to help answer those questions. We have marriage records, obituaries, family files, church files. We have an entire library devoted to Harford County. So filled with resources. But I think that the absolute best resource we have are our people. And so there are specialists, in particular in genealogical research, that will help people find the things they're looking for. And not just in person, but online. I mentioned the YouTube page. We have classes and workshops about genealogy that are given by different of our specialists. Our admin assistant, Mary Schweers, has a certificate in genealogical research from Boston University. She gives workshops. She does a yearly genealogical conference where people can come in, and we have guest speakers and people helping them find resources. So we are really proud of the service we have and the resources we have for genealogy.
I mean, that is absolutely fascinating. I mean, you never know what you're going to find, right?
Right.
Now, are there any fees for any of these programs or resources?
Well, it's mixed. We have a speaker series, which is all free. The second Tuesday of every month, someone will give a lecture in their area of expertise, and people can view that online or sign up to see it at 12:30 on those particular Tuesdays, because they used to be live lunch brown bag lunch series. But we want to have an opportunity for people to be able to enjoy our offerings both online and live. Now, with our live events and talks, they are ticketed, and there's usually a fee affiliated with that. But really, we try to be very broad and provide people with as many opportunities as we possibly can to just enjoy what we have to offer.
Well, Chris, you've done a great job, mission accomplished. So anybody that wants to learn more about the Historical Society, about the programs, the services, maybe even to volunteer, how can we learn more and get in touch?
Okay, so you can find us online at our website at www.harfordhistory.org. But if you don't have access to a computer, that is completely fine. You can always just give us a call. We are the Historical Society after all, and we'd love to talk to you. And our number is 410-838-7691. And we have a Facebook page, and if you want, right now we're closed to the public, but we are recruiting volunteers. So if you would like to come and learn about us and be a part of all the exciting things we're doing, we can't wait. You just tap on that door and someone will answer.
Chris, thank you so much. Thank you for all the information, and we're learning new stuff every single day.
Oh, thank you, Christy. It was a great pleasure to have you here, and we hope to see you. Come back.
Oh, you know I will. So Harford County has always been home to me, and we are celebrating 250 years. Major celebration taking place in 2023, even going into 2024. We're going to hear all about it when we come back. I'm here with Carol Dybel. She is the committee chair of the Harford 250 celebration. Can't believe it. Harford County, 250 years. So many exciting things to talk about. And Carol is here to tell us all about it. Hi, Carol.
Thank you. This is so exciting for me.
Now, Carol, we've been talking about it. We've heard it. Harford 250, a huge celebration that's going to be happening here in Harford County. Tell us all about it.
Well, Harford 250 is a celebration of all that Harford County has become over the last 250 years. We are trying to bring out the history of the people and the places and the events that happened over the last several 250 years, and we are bringing everyone together.
Well, there's so much to celebrate, and it's going to be a pretty big celebration. So just give us an idea of what we can expect.
Well, we are starting out with, because this is such an important anniversary to us, we actually wanted to bring in all of the people and the groups throughout the county. So the Historical Society, back in January of 2020, brought in about 50 different people from all of the different museums, organizations, businesses, and said, what can we do to celebrate our 250th anniversary in 2023? And you wouldn't believe all the ideas we got. But it turned out that everybody agreed that we should go ahead and set up a steering committee and work out different ways of celebrating. And eventually we came down to, we would have 3 big events. We would have an opening event in March of 2023, a mid-year event, which will be in August of 2023, and a finale in 2024. And the reason for that is, as we began talking, someone said, well, when did this legislation pass? And I said, December 6, 1773. And then they said, well, why are you not looking at when it became effective? And I thought, oh, Lord, it doesn't come effective until the next year. So we go ahead and we went ahead and decided, okay, we'll make this a year-long celebration, March 2023 to March 2024. And that's why this is happening over a long period of time.
Now, besides the 3 major events that you had mentioned, what else you have planned throughout the year? I know that there's events that are sporadic throughout the calendar year.
we have a lot of different events happening, and we have a lot of different things happening. One of them is that we got together and asked people all over the county if they had a story, if they would like to share it with us. And we gathered 105 stories from individual people and put that into a book. So in the end of this month, we will have a memoir book coming out called In Their Own Words that tells the story. And some of the people that wrote these stories were as far away as London and California, but they had lived here and they wanted to share their story. So it is a matter of stories from all over the continent. And then we're also we also started a website, a Facebook page that I encourage everybody to visit, because that has information not only about what we are doing, but also about all of these additional events that are happening throughout the county. And I think in February, this is very exciting for me, a friend of mine has a brewery in the Bel Air area, and they agreed, she and her husband agreed, that they would help us with this celebration. And her husband is a major brewer, so he developed a pale ale. It's called Come See About Pale Ale. And the reason it's called that is because one of Havre de Grace's citizens actually sang that song first before the Supremes made Come See About Me a big hit. And so we wanted to recognize her, and this also makes a kind of a neat kind of connection for the ale that's going to come out. Then in March, on March 18th, we are going to have a symphony performance from the Susquehanna Symphony Orchestra, and that will be at the Bel Air High School Auditorium, which is a beautiful facility if you've never been there. And this is so exciting because they're going to trace the history of Harford County in music, and several of the pieces have actually been written specifically for this event, and they will be premiered there that night. And so we have lots going on there. And then for the Historical Society, this is really exciting, we are going to be having a grand opening of our new Harford County Museum in May 20th. So there's lots going on besides the three events, and it's all really exciting stuff.
Now, talk about some of the rich history of Harford County, maybe some history that residents might not be aware of.
The fact that the Bush Declaration was signed here, and that was one of the precursors to the Declaration of Independence. We had the Lafayette troops come through here. They camped at a farm up in Darlington and then marched from there to Yorktown for the final battle of the Revolution. Wow. We have so many things. One of the things that fascinated me, before Aberdeen Proving Ground was built, that whole section of the waterfront was really a tourist attraction. And people like J.P. Morgan and the Cadwalladers of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, would come here in the summer, and they would go to their hunting lodges that were located along the waterway there. The Mitchells had huge farms there that were involved in the canning industry, and Harford County at one time was one of the largest canning suppliers in the country. They had over 180 canneries here.
Wow.
And this was a major, major part of our history. It all goes away in 1917 because of the war and because Aberdeen Proving Grounds takes that land.
Carol, thank you so much. Couldn't have asked for a better leader for such an amazing event.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've talked about the celebration, but coming up next, we're going to hear more about the kickoff event, which I'm so honored I get to MC. Stay with us. Jackie Senshaw is the co-chair of the Harford 250 Committee, and Jackie has worked tirelessly to make this event come to fruition. One of the most passionate people you will ever meet. She is so excited about this event, and she's here to give us all the details. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Well, thanks for being here. Now, Jackie, you are co-chairing the big event March 31st, April 1st, and I have to tell you, I am so incredibly honored to be the MC for this event. It's going to be so exciting. So what can residents expect?
We're calling this opening event the Harford Showcase because it's intended to show off all the really great things about Harford County. So we will have on Friday evening, it's more of a first look event, a gala kind of activity. So it's got a higher price tag. It's a $75 ticket. You get drinks and hors d'oeuvres and an opportunity to get a first look at what will be about 40 booths from the museums and organizations and institutions and attractions that serve the nonprofit community in the county. So you can find out about all the places there are to go see, like Ledoux Gardens, like Stepping Stone Museum, the Decoy Museum, the Concord Point Lighthouse, the Jerusalem Mill. All of those places will be there. They're going to have booths that showing off what they are, what they're about, what the history of their organization or their location is. We're also hoping to get communities. Harford County is a series of individual communities. People know about Bel Air and Havre de Grace and Aberdeen, but there's Emerton and there's Abingdon and there's Jarrettsville. And each of those communities has its own history. So we're hoping some of them are going to come and have booths that talk about the history of their individual community as well. And then on Saturday, all those booths will be there. Both events will have music. Friday night will be jazz music. Saturday will be a series of live performers, local performers. We'll have art contests. People can submit artwork to be judged either professionally or as people's choice. We have a display of historic fire trucks on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Which we're very excited about. And so it's really an opportunity to just celebrate everything that makes Harford County wonderful, a really wonderful place to be from and in.
So, Jackie, to get involved, we need those performers, we need those artists, and we want you to attend. How can we do that?
The very best place to go to get information is our website, harford250.org. We also have a Facebook page that's fairly active, and there's information on that Facebook page, not only about our principal Harford 250 events, but also all the events of the participating nonprofit organizations. Whether it's an event at Liriodendron that they're going to have, because they're a participating organization, we advertise their activities as well. Where else? We have all kinds of things going on. The brewery event that's that's in February, the Susquehanna Symphony Orchestra in March, and we have some really special events coming up in June if everything comes together. June will be a really exciting and busy month for us as well.
Jackie, thanks again. We have some very good people heading off this committee.
Well, thank you so much, and we are so grateful to you for emceeing our Harford Showcase.
It's an honor, and they are still looking for talented performers and artists, so like Jackie said, get involved because this is one event you don't want to miss. More to come. Stay with us. Arden McClune is the president of the Liriodendron Foundation, and let me tell you, if you have not been to the Liriodendron, it is one of Harford's historical treasures. Thank you so much for being with us today, Arden.
Well, thank you for having me.
Arden, what is the Liriodendron Foundation, and really, what is its mission here in Harford County?
The Liriodendron Foundation manages and operates the historic Liriodendron in partnership with Harford County government, which actually owns the structure and the grounds. Our mission is to preserve and protect the Liriodendron and honor the legacy of Dr. Howard Atwood Kelly and the Kelly family.
Now, who built the Liriodendron? I know it's been in the community for a long time.
The Liriodendron was built by Dr. Kelly in 1898, so we are celebrating our 125th anniversary this year. He and his wife Letitia built it for the purpose of being a summer home for themselves and their 9 children. They lived there summers, and he would commute back and forth on the Mampaw Railroad into the city to go to Johns Hopkins. Dr. Kelly is one of the 4 founding physicians of Johns Hopkins Medical School and Hospital. In the 1920s, their oldest son, Fritz, purchased the property, and he and his wife raised their families there and lived there full time. In the 1970s, they sold the property, the remaining 100 acres, and the house to the county and retained a life estate. So when Fritz passed in about 1980, then the county took over the property and began to renovate it and make it available as an art gallery and event space.
Well, talk more about how it is used today. I mean, I've been to a couple weddings there.
Okay, we operate an art gallery on the second floor of the mansion, and then it is used, as you indicated, strongly as an event venue. It's rented out for weddings, for social parties. Last year we had 189 various events, about 85 weddings.
Wow.
As well as other parties and things to happen. We also have a number of community events to encourage people to come to the mansion for various activities. We do concerts. Our Music at the Mansion series has grown over the last 6 or 7 years fairly dramatically, now to where we have summer concerts outdoors and draw up to 200 people for them. We also have a winter walk in the woods. We have performances by historical performers and speakers who talk about Dr. Kelly and his legacy as not only a medical innovator, he was a naturalist, wrote many books, in fact, about mushrooms, of all things. But his family, he's a social reformer and a deeply religious man and philanthropist.
What is the role of the Liriodendron Foundation and all the other nonprofits in the Harford 250 celebration?
Well, Harford 250 was always envisioned as a collaboration. The Historical Society has been the umbrella group, and a wide variety of nonprofits have been involved in the planning and are both participating in the showcase and other countywide events, but also having individual events that will happen, and we'll promote them all as a group and encourage people to go to not just to one place, but to a variety of these activities.
Well, 125 years, that is impressive. So, what other events do we have to look forward to at the Liriodendron moving forward?
We would start by inviting people who are interested in Harford 250 to come by on our Wednesday afternoon open house or the second Sunday in February to see the Harford 250 materials. We are starting work on our own museum renovation of our museum rooms, and we've got some displays about that. We'll move into March with Women's History Month. One of the interesting facts is Dr. Kelly's sister was a very active suffragette, and we have a local woman from the Women's History Center who will be doing a presentation about that. Dr. Kelly was known to write in support of women's suffrage. We will have other indoor and outdoor concerts coming up, and we're very excited because we are in fact going to have our first signature event on August 25th, a summer soiree garden party on the grounds of the Liriodendron as a fundraiser for our museum project.
Oh, that sounds great. And Arden, how can we find out more about all the events happening at the Liriodendron?
Liriodendron's website is www.liriodendron.com, or we have a Facebook page and we do regular posts. We'd encourage people to join our Facebook page and hear from us regularly. A couple times a week we post.
Arden, thank you so much. And of course, the Liriodendron, just an amazing place. So much change, so much history, and of course, we have a great leader over there. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come today.
As you have seen and heard today, Harford County has such a rich history, and we are so fortunate to have so many wonderful people behind it. If you would like to learn more about the Harford Historical Society, more about the milestones that we have reached here in Harford County, or about the big Harford 250 celebration, you can always visit them at harfordhistory.org. I'm Christy Breslin. See you next month on Harford MagaScene.